Hey folks, Chumpesk here, recording an audio commentary today between Sky and Fly. This is a replay from G League, came out about a week ago, and I think it's quite an interesting one. I think it's very enjoyable. As you can see, Sky is the purple human, bottom left corner here. And if we go take a look at Fly's base, what you'll immediately notice is he's just building a barracks and a burrow, which obviously suggests that he's actually going for an altar build, which is very unusual for Orc. This is Melting Valley, of course, and there's a very, very standard Orc versus human matchup on this map now, and what that is the human goes for a Mountain King, goes and creeps the Merc camp with Militia, then cycles his Militia, gets some new ones, and goes and creeps this expo here, builds his expansion, and then takes all the way to tier 3 and goes for Griffin and Dragonhawk Riders. That's a very standard strategy on this map now, and I think if Fly hadn't been going for this unusual strategy, that's exactly what Sky was planning on doing. But as you can see, Fly's just putting up his altar now, so he's definitely going for an altar hero, for a tavern hero of some sort, and we're gonna have to see what type that's gonna be. Since he's able to put up his barracks a lot earlier, it's gonna mean that he's gonna have more grunts early on, and that's actually gonna mean that he's gonna be able to creep something a bit harder as well. And if you look over here, you can actually see that he's putting up a burrow right next to this Merc camp, which suggests that he's actually going for burrow creeping, which is very unusual in this day and age, especially because this burrow is going to be left very exposed to just a small attack from Sky, and if you lose a burrow, it's obviously bad, and it's so easy to kill burrows just because of their armor type. And I imagine any second now we're going to be seeing what hero Fly will be choosing, and Sky is going to scout it, so that's probably a bit bad for Fly. Fly's probably just waiting a minute to hoping that Sky moves out of the way, because he hasn't actually scouted the tavern build yet, but he does actually bring his footman back, and that does actually allow him to scout the Beastmaster, so a bit of bad luck there for Fly, but it's probably not huge, because Sky would have scouted it sooner or later, and it doesn't seem to have affected his creep pattern. He's still creeping the same camp, and as you can see, he's already level 2, he already has a potion of greater healing, and is putting up a farm here so that he can access the Merc camp whenever he likes. And Fly, as you can see, it's a lot harder for him to creep this camp. He doesn't have anything like Militia, so he buys a Shadow Priest just to sort of get some healing on his Beastmaster, who should be doing a lot of the tanking, because he's putting up a shop right here, and so the advantageous armor type will allow him to take less damage and just salve up later. As you can see, he's picked up a Scroll of the Beast and Cloak of Shadows. That's pretty much the worst combination of items he could have got. It's really bad luck for him, and his Beastmaster is very low. He doesn't actually know that the Mountain King isn't coming in and just going to get one bolt on him and kill him, but he probably is guessing, because it would be a fairly unlikely thing for Sky to do. Sky generally plays fairly cookie cutter, and when he does innovate, he innovates very well. Like, lots of the major human strategies were created by Sky, and but most of the time he plays very standard, and he plays he plays perfectly, but just very expectedly. And as you can see, he is now creeping the expansion. I imagine he wants to get the expansion up, but Fly, with very good timing, comes in with his Beastmaster, and you can see that he does have a lot of food here. He hasn't actually teched. He's just got his barracks. He's building a war mill now, and that really has allowed him to lay on a lot of units. And really, what he's trying to do here is he's just trying to sort of outfood Sky. He's trying to just say, look how many units I have. I have all these summons. A very close race for that Ring of Protection, but Fly did get it in the end. And Fly gets level 3 as well. And you notice he's gone for level 2 Hawk, which I think is quite a good choice, because obviously Hawks do magic damage, so extra to Footman. And also, Sky doesn't really have anything that can attack it. He can waste bolts on it, or he can buy Mercs. And obviously he doesn't want to waste bolts, and the Mercs are going to take extra damage from the Grunts. So really there's not much that Sky can do about this. Thunderhawk, he just has to sort of take it and accept it. And yeah, the Hawk just takes out one Militia, which we're probably going up to build a tower, because generally what humans do these days... Beastmaster's in a bit of trouble here. Stuck here. He doesn't. Sky uses dust so that Fly can't buy Invisbot, and Fly is forced to TP away. Sky, as you can see, bought the Staff of Teleportation so that Fly couldn't use it. And really, this is sort of a fairly bad waste for Fly. He doesn't want to have to. You don't want to have to rebuy a TP, and I don't think he will. No, he doesn't. He's sort of risking it now, just buying a speed scroll and some salves instead. And as you can see, Fly staying at tier 1. He has his War Mill up, so he might be going for some sort of tower push, which might be quite clever, or he might go for Headhunters. Both would be quite good. Obviously, you don't see Headhunters much at level 1. You generally see them in their Berserker form when you reach tier 3, and then they're very good against things like Undead, Undead Air especially. But they are fairly useful when you have so many grunts, as Fly does have in this case, just because the grunts start to block themselves off, and so if you can have a bit of ranged as well, it complements the army very well, because it means that you don't spend much time, or you don't have much dead time with your units where they're just running about trying to position themselves. And also the Headhunters will do extra damage to things like constructing towers, and Sky comes in here for a creep jack, and I'm not sure how much he'll actually be able to get out of this, because Fly just has such a superior army at this point. But Fly does have a very low hit point Beastmaster, and Sky, as you can see, he's just been conserving mana. He has enough for one more bolt even, and this might actually kill him. I'm not sure if the Beastmaster will be able to get away. There's the last bolt, and the Beastmaster is very low, and Sky actually moving around to position, and he gets a very lucky bash, and the Beastmaster does go down. So this unusual strategy is not going too well for Fly at the moment, but I expect that since his army is so useless without the Beastmaster, he'll probably just go and buy it back at the tavern. He also did have one healing salve and one clarity left on his Beastmaster, so he'll be able to use both of those and be back to sort of a decent health and mana level fairly quickly. And actually, yes, you can see he's already bought it back. He's using his Shadow Priest as well as his salve and clarity to heal up, and he's really sort of fairly back in the game. Obviously, it's a fairly high expense, but he was level 3 just on the just very close to level 4, but he doesn't actually hit level 4, so it was a bit cheaper as well to revive that hero. And as you can see, level 2 Quill Beast now as well. That's fairly obvious, because Quill Beasts just start to do so much damage as you get level 2 and level 3 ones. So it's a very good choice. And Fly uses his Roar Scroll right now, and actually doesn't manage to get us around on that Mountain King. That's a bit surprising. As you can see, Sky's already got an Arcane Tower up, and it's building another one. 2 Arcane Towers is fairly sensible, just because mana is going to be so important for the Beastmaster, and there's so many summoned units, and Arcane Towers do extra damage to them, but and Guard Towers, while they do a bit more damage, against something like a Grunt, it's fairly ineffective. And as you can see, Fly has gone for a Headhunter here, and I expect he'll be buying more as time goes on, whereas Sky is forced to really only buy Mercs, because he hasn't teched. He's been putting all his resources into trying to both survive and then get up an expansion, which obviously hasn't been going too well for him. And Sky using another Clarity now, just trying to build up enough mana. He's almost at level 4, and what he'll probably try and do is he'll probably just try some hit and run attacks now while he waits for either an expansion to get up or for him to tech. I'm not sure if he's... No, yeah, as you can see, he's still tier 1. Really not much base defense. There's only one Arcane Tower at the moment. And as you can see, Fly is a very strong army at the moment. Grunts, even tier 1 grunts, have so much health that it's really hard for Sky to do anything about it. His Mountain King obviously does a fairly fixed amount of damage, and actually this is very clever creeping here from Fly. What he's doing is he's pushing the Ogre away. Oh, it's a shame he didn't manage to actually complete it. But what he was doing is, since this creep camp has only 3 units, none of which can attack air or ensnare air, if you just bring in something like something that can attack air to ground, it can creep pretty much unhindered. Like, there's nothing that that creep camp can do, and he did actually manage to use that Thunderhawk to push away the Ogre Lord, but his Beastmaster came up a bit too early, and so the Ogre Lord did come back and got a Shockwave off, which isn't the end of the world, obviously, and you managed to creep it, and you managed to get a Wand of the Wind, which is a very good item.